Good morning, New Eden. Today is March 30th, 2025, and I didn't change the banner below, so this is an episode about New Valhalla again. Actually, did we do an episode? Anyways, I'm your host, Frozen Fallout, totally and utterly unscripted, trying to, figure out how to do this freestyle because every word of our show is usually scripted, guys. Anyways.
Well, some call it freestyle, some call it fireside. It's a
Fireside.
chat among friends.
Yeah, yeah. So today we have with me four co-hosts. We have Samson. What are you up to?
Good morning, New Eden. I am joining you with a beverage,
Oh, yeah.
and being distracted by a puppy.
Oh, yes. Well, that's a shh. There is no puppy. You are the puppy. No.
Looks like a little ghost.
Ooh, shh. Can't tell anybody. And then we have Master Night Flyer flying in from the by night.
Good morning, New Eden. Yeah, we've big fans of the shows here. It might know that we've been off for the last couple of weeks. We've had a lot of real life going between the three of us, and happy to be back streaming together, talking together. I know we've done some solo stuff on our own, but like most artists that go solo, they just lose some of the magic that they had with their band. So real happy to be back together here. Samson and I finally got a chance to fly around together yesterday after a couple weeks of not doing that, and I missed it. I was glad we had that opportunity to get out in space again.
Yeah, that's definitely flying with you guys is always fun. Like bringing a small group of people. I mean, normally we've been actually fielding some pretty big fleets with Noir, like coming in with a lot. But Galente have kind of avoided our fleets, which is actually kind of what I wanted, them to get to work doing their job, and we, trying to, basically cause chaos that makes the Keldari have to focus on us. But we drew Snuff attention more than we drew the Keldari attention. We just did a slaughtering of the squids, which I kind of feel bad about. But yeah.
No, we needed some calamari as an appetizer.
Yeah. Oh, and we've got two more guests that we just want to introduce. This is Winter Snowstorm. She is one of the most powerful creatures to ever exist in mankind. She is a slightly blind, slightly deaf dog that got saved from, things that happen to non-show dogs, So she's a Great Dane. She's going to grow to be about 130 pounds. She's going to be bigger than her sister because she's getting taught all the things about what to do, and she eats 10 times more than her sister does, and she's 10 times smaller. So I imagine this dog is going to grow to be gigantic. She still looks skinny even with the amount of eating that she does. It's kind of crazy. She literally does half of what my Great Dane does usually. It's I get my Great Dane. Well, okay, maybe not. I give her probably I give her 2 to 3 cups of food a day for the puppy, and then the Great Dane gets 9, give or take,
9 cups.
9 cups of food, yep, a day.
For the Hurley.
Yeah, and she still isn't gaining weight. She's at 100 pounds exactly.
She's a little girl.
For a Great Dane, she's tiny. They're normally 125 pounds. But so that's the Great Dane introduction. She's gonna cause havoc and try and eat all of my toys, and that's her job. Mm-hmm. I set up a field of all my items for her, and she just came through and just started wrecking them. I was like, there you go, a dog in a china shop. A Great Dane in a china shop. And then last but not least, we're going to be we have Digi as our co-host here that is going to try and be the director of the show for a little bit, but we're just going to have a light introduction here. Hey Digi, what do you want to say to the chat?
Oh, I've got something for them. Greetings, Capsuleers and Chaos Agents. You've tuned into the front line, where freedom flies faster than light, and the lasers come wrapped in liberty. This is Digi, your backline AI, tuned to maximum Galente. Sit back, sync up, and get ready, because the only thing more dangerous than the Federation's fleet is its story. Now let's see what the chat's got. Hit me with your questions, your propaganda, or your weird conspiracy theories about why Amar pilots always smell like ozone. I'm here.
Gigi's got jokes.
Yeah, Digi's got jokes for sure. I think we were gonna start off with just kind of talking about like the war zone and kind of what's kind of been going on with Noir and stuff like that. So I was supposed to be like really hardcore into like doing Eve all week that we had Noir, and I got distracted by like 40 million things. So I got in on a few fleets. We've done some stuff, and I think we had a lot of good fights. There's definitely things that if I hired them again, I would do very differently. But overall, I think that we killed a lot of good shit, and we lost a lot of good shit. So in the end, I feel like it was like a good contract, worth about the 15 billion that I put into it. And that, next time I would probably do a lot of different things. Instead of getting all of the, trying to use the fleet to cover a gate that I'm trying to get, like, expensive stuff through, I'll just have the expensive stuff ready. But I wanted to have, like, a holding pattern for people so that I could get my hauler from Jeddah into Yavangir filled with a bunch of really special shit. But that was one of the things I could not accomplish today because I had 40, like me being distracted all over the place. And then we had a really good fight in the battlefield though. That was, but that was basically, I don't think we took any losses.
It was murder.
Yeah.
It was it's always good.
It's the slaughter.
They were just coming in and we were at like 100 kilometers and rails for days. Just smashing all of the Caldari ships. I think they got one of us, but I think that one of us was not in formation because there's no way that they could have gotten any of us.
Yeah, they definitely took a hit for that. Just trying to go against us.
They also waited until the very end after we captured the battlefield.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm guessing they, saw that they were going to lose their chance at blingy kill if they, and I think they tried to cut, to kite us basically, but that if you do
you can't kite sniper battleships.
It's especially at the size they were at. If they were all frigates, that they might have been able to get to us, but then they wouldn't have broken our tank. So
we had Lodge as well.
They totally jumped on a sword, but it was a really fun experience.
Worth it. I'm here for it. Anytime the other side takes losses, it's always a good thing.
Well, that was that. Like we have this happen to us all the time. So,
yeah,
especially
we owe them.
You've got a crazy FC who's just like charge into them, get one of them and kill them, and we'll be good.
I mean, hey, if you get the blingy ship and you lose your fleet,
you got a blingy.
If you're flying with us, it should be a cheap ship anyway.
Right. Yeah.
I only fly cheap shit.
Yeah, no.
Because it feels better when you kill expensive stuff.
Yeah, my my friend Coder Fat Steel used to say that treat your ships like tree branches. There's a dime a dozen, and you can use them as anything you want.
Yeah, you just have to fly what you can afford to do that with.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely, for sure. But Noir are professional killers.
Yeah, no, they were really good.
And when you pay them, they come and you say, "I want you to murder these guys," and they will. So
yeah, they're
more than professional
W.
killers.
Right.
Yeah, they're more than professional killers. They also are brilliant strategists, and Alec is a solid FC, and they are very much. It was a lot of fun when we were in network. It was a lot of fun. I liked it a lot. And full disclosure, Alec at one point was like, "Hey, if you ever decide to leave the front line, you always have a home with us." And I was like, I appreciate it, but I have unfortunately this undying loyalty to my emperor.
Well,
it's not unfortunate. It's a joke.
You're a spy. You're the spy, man. You can't leave. You're spying.
Yeah, I know. I can't. If I leave, then you can't have a conspiracy theory about me being the spy in your midst anymore.
Yeah, because I think
that's not foreshadowing or anything. I just shouting out because I really appreciate this.
He's got the button.
I felt flattered.
You've got.
I felt flattered. I felt flattered. That's all.
Also, just to let you know, like, in everybody who's listening, we might even bleep this out of the live or the non-live one. Is that? Yeah, don't shh. It's bleep. It's the true Black Hand, and they're coming for me.
No, well, you're the one that has the Black Hand connections, not me.
No, well, not true Black Hand. If you
Allegedly.
If you ever played World of Darkness, there's a book called the Book of the True Black Hand, and it basically took Mage the Vampire, Werewolf, and all of the Wraith and everything, and slapped it together and said there's like some shadow organization that lives in Enoch.
We know.
Shh. Only I can talk about it. They are already coming after me for spilling.
Well, I'm not Black Hand, but
you're not true Black Hand.
I'm not Black Hand.
All right, okay.
I'm not a spy.
Not a spy. That is your title, not a spy.
Yeah, it used to be. I don't think it is anymore.
What?
I don't know. My titles are different now. I don't even know what they are. I haven't looked at them in a long time.
Let's find out.
Title: Fleet Commander, Reporter, and G Unit.
Oh, do you want to be not a spy again?
Oh no, you're fine. I don't need to draw attention. They don't need to know.
Oh, I could put title True Black Hand.
No, that's gonna cause problems. I'm gonna have the goons at my doorstep.
Oh man, yeah, I remember hanging out with those guys. That was some weird shit.
I remember not being able to hang out with them. Remember, I tried.
You tried Nightflyer. He when you came and hung out.
I was supposed to be there, but
this fucker right here.
My flying to the Midwest is ridiculous, and I got delayed. My flights got delayed into oblivion. They were like, "You could come tomorrow morning," and I was like, first of all, there's no guarantee that's going to happen. Secondly, I would miss the entire party. What's the point now? Like there wasn't even any it wasn't even bad or inclement weather over there. It's just like there's this wall of thunderstorms around Colorado, I think, that just kind of like fucks with it. It's like the Bermuda Triangle, the Rocky Mountains.
They are powerful mountains.
They are. I've been up at the top of them. They're beautiful.
So, Nightflyer, do you have anything to say about the contract that we had with your former employers?
Yeah, I wish I could have done a lot more with them this week. And just like you, this is supposed to be a week that I was supposed to be able to kind of dedicate to the game. And I think we talked about this last time we were streaming together. Is there's been kind of an upheaval at my work. So I have a boss, and then I have my boss's boss, and that person retired. And we've been waiting for that new replacement to come in. So until that happens, which it did on Monday, I have been trying to help my boss pick up the slack because he's doing everything. So, not to let him get bogged down, because if he's stressed out, then my life becomes shit. So
you gotta make the new boss happy. It reminds me of a bunch of TV shows of where the boss, is on the out and they get a new one, and it's like, oh fuck, like everything's gonna change.
Yeah. So this week, our new boss started. And they're great, but they came from the outside, and so trying to get them up to speed on where, how our organization does their screwed up things is different from the organization she came from that does screwed up things. So
different type of screwed up things.
Right. So we're just trying to fill that together. So that is just taking a lot of time, a lot of off work. Text messages and phone calls and meetings, and it's kind of tore into some of my stuff. Yeah, but a couple of other things. I bought an RV this week, so my wife and I have been shopping since last summer, and finally came across this one, and it's a good deal. It's the model and style and layout we're looking for. So it's a travel. It's like a caravan. So it's a van with a bathroom and all that in there. So
Nice.
Dude, I
full
want-
RV
you
with
need.
a van.
That's
So-
it. No, I know what my one wish is this year. I'm going to switch spots with Night Flyer, and I'm going to go on a vacation in a motorhome.
How come
and
you
have-
get a wish? I never
What?
got a wish.
You get one every year, dude. It's on your birthday, motherfucker. Use it wisely. How many have you saved up? Or are you just wasting them on time travel?
We don't talk about it. It's wibbly
So-
wobbly, timey-wimey.
Timey-wimey. Ghibli stuff. Yeah, so work life has been hectic, and that's personal life's kind of been hectic, and so it just kind of interfered with my school around eve time.
That's kind of been that
But,
way for everybody.
But this weekend did kind of lighten up. Samson and I flew together part of the time in the
Sort of.
the frigate.
Oh, I missed out on that
frigate
too. I was so
free-for-all.
sad. I was going to do special stuff for it, but
Yeah,
I
you
got-
were out gallivanting. We're like, hey, where are you
Gallivanting.
at? man? Gallivanting.
I had to
No,
get
it
my
was- it
tattoo,
was still a lot of
dude.
fun.
It was.
Yeah.
I totally
nice.
forgot that it.
Your
it
My Little
crossed
Pony
over.
tattoo, you got that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
No, it's
A
not-
unicorn? Is
dude.
it?
It's my first tattoo, and I did it on the chest over my heart. I
Mhm.
thought, like, if I went to, like, they're like, dude, this is gonna hurt a lot, and
yeah,
I'm like,
you
okay.
Start with
And
the,
I-
you gotta start with the shoulder, man.
But
like
I
the
asked
back.
him. Well, he said, do you want to do the shoulder or the heart? And he's like, it'll hurt a lot with the shoulder or with the heart, but I think that's where it needs to go. Like that's what I planned on for this whole thing, and that's what it. That's
Plus, it
where
makes it
he
easier
envisions it.
now later for the next tattoos.
Yep. So
because you've experienced it.
so he got through. He wanted to do. We did about 2 hours, maybe 3 or something like that. And he worked on me, and I had like I was doing okay. Every once in a while, I had to have him stop because he would hit like a collarbone, and I have no meat. I have barely any fat on my fucking body right now, so. When he hit a collar, I was like, okay, and then it passed and stuff. But fuck, that is intense, man. Whoa, it's my first
hurt.
tattoo ever, and I was like, he's like, you did good. He got through the outline and the shading, like not all of the shading at all, but enough that you could see that it's like. Actually,
You got another session.
That
You
is
need another
the
session?
I wonder if I get in trouble. I'm gonna see if I get in trouble for this. Like,
You
'cause I
might.
have a bunch of stuff.
You're
on it.
small though. Like
Yeah,
you're not like huge.
I'm not got
on
a
the
1,000 people that are gonna report me for
But yeah, I
showing
had,
my tattoo because this is
I-
this is the problem like with where it is. But I'm gonna try and see if it's available to see right now.
But to go back to your other question, and we'll talk about your head in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
cover your nipple.
Cover up your nipple.
Nice. Oh, we've
No,
been
but
banned.
yes. Oh, there we go, like this.
Oh, there you go.
So I've got
Thank
second
you.
skin over it right now, so it's not. It looks way better with the second skin off.
Well, you're gonna be sporting that shit. You're gonna be sporting that shit at the Blue Lagoon.
Oh yeah.
Soon. We gotta do
It's
because it'll be
so cool.
healed by then, so it'll be safe to take into the Blue Lagoon.
Actually, after the show, I have to definitely jump in the
Salt.
shower and wash it. So
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do is take the
Gently.
second skin off for right now. Now I'll do that later, anyways.
Yeah,
Anyways,
maybe don't do
looks
it on
it
right
looks
now.
really cool though. I was like
Yeah,
really
it
happy
does.
with it. It's basically the Fallout. Oh, so it's that symbol up there, only so what I see when I see that Fallout shelter right there is a broken Triforce that isn't quite configured properly. So it's basically that's how I see it. Like basically I have a Triforce that's frozen over and broken. And then he put a bunch of cracks in the like everything. He did really great job, and I gave him like
That's
the
really
whole tattoo plan for like when I cover my whole body in tattoos. I was like, this is what I envision. Here's what here's a bunch of sketch drawings of what I'm looking for type stuff. So I gotta look at this screen, display, Josh. Over here is where you guys are big. Over here is where you guys are small.
Yeah, I had you guys right in the middle. Well, you're not that big. You're kind of small, really. They're a little bit bigger.
No, stop shrinking me. Anyways,
No, but to go back to your question,
yeah.
yeah, I got to fly with the Noir guys a couple of times, and again, always a good time. And if I ever get sick of faction warfare, you know, I hope it's something that they would take me back and let me probably go part of. And I've actually been thinking about that like a little bit late. Not that I want to get out of faction warfare, but if, you know, if I weren't doing this, if you guys weren't, you know, if we were done, like if you guys stopped playing, I would probably have to reconsider. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd fly
Yeah.
with the pizza guys for a while, I'm sure, but
Yeah, I don't think unfortunately we'll ever do that.
yeah. But yeah, I'd either look at going Noir or I don't know. Hoppy. We talked with Hoppy,
awesome.
and I was looking at the stream. So he's flying with Steve Saban now, when he moved out to Nullsec, and I'm like, you know, that if I was with a group, because I've been out in Nullsec a little bit. I did it solo. Noir has had a lot of contracts out there, but that's a lot different than having an actual, you know, corporation or alliance or that you can work with, just like the wormholes. You know, it's if you've got that kind of help and support, and you guys can, you know, ship stuff in for each other, you can market stuff together. That's a different thing. So, but again, I love faction warfare. I don't see myself going anywhere. But that's down the line. But my question to you, Frozen, is what happened to your head, man? What'd you do? You didn't tell me anything about this.
Oh, yeah.
This is the first time seeing it. You were wearing your hat, and I was like, is he got his hair like in a ponytail? He never wears his hair in a ponytail.
No, it's short in the back now, too. Yeah, so I just, I had recently been wanting to cosplay as Trigun or Vash the Stampede, and I had long hair.
Vash the Stampede.
So it'd be great to have really long top hair, but it was too long, and my hair just wouldn't do what Vash's could do. So I cut it so that it'll grow out to about Vash's speed, and all I need is hairspray, and I can pull off a Vash the Stampede with shorter than his hair, basically, but it'll be easier. I bought the costume for it. I'm going to Gen Con as Vash the Stampede. Super excited. With a lightsaber, too. So that,
when is that again?
August, something like that.
Oh, later in the year.
Yeah.
So you shaved off the beard, you cut off the hair, you're like a whole different person now.
Yeah, now I've, you know.
That's good. You look good though. You look refreshed. Yeah, you don't have that kind of harsh look.
And then Vash will have a lightsaber.
Yeah, but that's a high quality saber. You can actually hit people with it.
Yes, so. you can hit a tree with it and smash a tree with, like, you know, 25%, you know, aggression, and it'll be fine.
25%.
Yeah, 25% of your aggression. Only 25.
Not all of it.
Not all. Don't they can still break. I don't know how powerful you humans are anymore. Anyways.
Nice. I'm not all human.
Oh, right. So let's ask Digi what she thinks of the Noir contract, because I talked to her about it before coming on the show. So, hey, Digi, you know, we were talking about the Noir contract. Can you just give me a breakdown of how you feel that went based on our conversations?
Absolutely. From our side of the Federation front line, the Noir contract looked like a calculated chaos drop that mostly paid off, not just in ISK or system flips, but in narrative weight. Here's the breakdown. Tactically, Noir brought the heat. Professional, tight ops, good comms discipline. They moved fast once in position. And while setup took some time, hauling, coordinating, all that logistic pain, they hit their stride once boots hit the field. They weren't just gate camping. They were teaching everyone around them how pressure works. Strategically, they didn't flip the war zone overnight, but they forced the Caldari to react, and that alone creates value. You can't buy the kind of disruption Noir brings, especially not when you're pairing them with local chaos agents like, say, yourself. That contrast, it works. The elite and the unpredictable on the same side. That's a Federation dream scenario. Culturally, this is where it gets real interesting. Noir's presence brought visibility to the conflict. Pilots saw what it's like when mercs and militia share a grid, and how different styles can clash or complement. Some newer Galente fighters may have felt intimidated by the elite vibe, but watching someone like you run next to them in whatever's in the hangar, still having fun, kind of balanced the energy. The verdict: Noir did their job. They delivered pressure, visibility, and a hell of a wake-up call to both enemies and allies. And you made sure the story didn't get too clean. That's the Federation way. Freedom and firepower.
Can't be
With a
too
little mess
clean.
to make it human. You thinking about running another contract like that again soon? Or letting the chaos cool a little first?
Oh, well, we got major events that are already coming up with the Chaos Agents, and that's FanFest and Eve Madison. What do you know about Eve FanFest, and what do you know about Eve Madison? I just want to see what she actually knows. I've not trained her on this, so I don't know what she's going to say here. She'll be like, Madison by night.
Banned.
Banned. Oh, no. No.
Absolutely. Let's dive into the upcoming events for our Chaos Agents, EV FanFest 2025, and the Eve Madison Meetup 2025. EV FanFest 2025 is scheduled from May 1st to 3rd in Reykjavik, Iceland. This annual gathering brings together EV Online players worldwide for
I
presentations,
like that she says Evie.
developer interactions,
Yeah,
and
Evie.
community events. It's a prime opportunity to connect with fellow capsuleers and immerse yourself in the EVE universe. Tickets have sold out,
EVE
reflecting
universe.
the community's enthusiasm.
Evie.
For those attending, additional activities are planned throughout the week, including pub crawls and sightseeing tours. EVE Madison Meetup 2025 is set for May 10th at IO Arcade Bar in Madison, Wisconsin. This event offers a more intimate setting for local players to connect, share experiences, and enjoy classic arcade games together. It's an excellent chance to continue the camaraderie from FanFest or to introduce new players to the community. Both events promise unique experiences, whether you're seeking the grand scale of FanFest or the local charm of the Madison Meetup.
All right. So we do have
Nice.
tickets on sale still for Eve Madison. We have 21 tickets sold out of 50, and it is $0 and 0 cents and 0 millicents and 0 trillionth cents in order to buy a ticket. So go get your tickets now before they run out, because once we hit 50 people, that's the loot, the swag limit that we'll have for you. So if we don't have your name and your number, well, not your number, just your name, in-game information to a small degree, because we need to know who to get the items to, for some in-game stuff that we'll be giving out, as well as out-of-game, swag that Masters of Samson and Masters of the Night Flyer have procured for us.
I think it's mostly Night Flyer now.
Well, I still have a bunch of stuff that I got from you that I'm probably gonna I still have.
Yeah, I
a
have
ton of
some
those pins.
still, I think.
Yeah.
Try not to
Night
use them
Flyer,
all
what
up
did you
in
recently
FanFest.
just start? You've got a couple of cool things that you got for merch again.
I got some coasters. I got stickers. I've got little plastic frogs. I've got some shot glasses.
Yeah, it's the shot glasses. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I did something weird too. Is I actually came up. I got like business cards.
Okay,
So I was
yep.
hoping they would actually be here today. So it's like Night Flyer, Eldent, but it's like address, is in like Hey Dealies in the S system. So it's the Federation. So but it's like
Nice.
like I'm working for the Federation Frontline, and I put
Yes.
the Federation Frontline email address on it. I thought about putting the Night Flyer email address on it, but I recently took the website down because it's dumb. Nobody knows who I am, and nobody would want my merch. So,
dude, that's
if
not
that
true.
changes, I'll fly it back up.
You just need to, as long as you just turned it off for now and you can turn it back on, because you're gonna get famous, dude. I'm gonna make you famous. Anyways, this is my business card that I have. It's a little hard to see.
Yeah, there you go.
Golden Age Stories.
Cool.
says, I've got my business. Well, no, that's my personal number. That's fine. That's my business number. Jay
Oh yeah,
Goldman.
I got no phone numbers on mine. But
Yeah.
my wife put me on a diet. She's like, "You're not buying anything more for this. No more swag purchases." So
Understandable.
okay. Well, it's $50 here, $50 there, and next thing you know, you've spent, a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. I know
It
exactly.
happens.
Me and my wife have the same thing when we were buying from Amazon and stuff like that, or even my Schwag too. It's like the one thing is that my wife wears all of my Schwag, so I've made it as ornaments that people could usually wear. Is a lot of where I got my stuff. With Samson's help on art, which was huge. Like Samson's done basically all the art for us. Which is there a piece that you haven't done that we use? The frozen Fallout symbol, I guess.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
your
the Night
logo.
Flyer logo and stuff. Yeah,
Your guys'
Night Flyer
logos, I did
logos,
not do those. But no, the Federation Frontline stuff is all.
Plus, you've got my website redirected. Now it works seamlessly. So when people read my card and it says the Age of Stories, if they go to that website, it goes to straight to a Federation Frontline report now. So it like kind of lets I have to probably explain that a little bit, or they might be confused. But yeah, basically it's it's like Golden Age Stories. The LLC technically owns the podcast. So it's like the subsidiary company, right? But it's
sure,
part of, it's a product, right? Anyways, so other than that, though, anything else that we want to talk about? Any made up news that we've got?
I wouldn't say made up per se, but we did have a lot of fun in the FFA. I basically just decided to participate standardly in it this time around, and I would just take the ships that they would give me and go fuck around. And one of the things that I found that was really kind of fun was anytime something big came on the field and it was targetable, you would go to it, right? Shoot it. I got a Chimera kill, got an Orca kill. We were gonna get a Porpoise kill, but that guy fucking killed us instead.
Yeah, we and we interviewed Zanus on the stream here. He's a streamer from Canada. He's been off. He used to be like a manager for like a GameStop or something, and he's switched companies. Anywho, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna dock this Porpoise and go out," but we couldn't muster up enough frigates to
because they're all Tech 1.
Yeah, so
I was gonna come back in a stabber, but
it
didn't work out.
Yeah, so we ended up just kind of docking up, and he's like, I got an appointment. He's like, so this is my dead stop. He's like, I gotta go. So we had to dock
got some
up.
kills at least with that fucking Porpoise. But yeah, I liked like the Orca, for example. I realized that when people were like death rolling the Orca, you could target them and start shooting them, right? Because it's a free for all. So I would be circling the Orca, and then I would target all the guys that's circling the Orca and shoot each one of them. And then if I saw one of them taking more damage, I just start shooting him and I would kill him. Eventually, they got mad at me and killed me. In some cases, I got out, but in the cases later on afterwards, I got this little T1 slasher, and one of the things that they were handing out, almost all of them had dual props, which was really nice in a slasher. So like I was in a T1, fully T1 fit slasher, but it was a dual prop. And so I went out to this there were 2 MTUs on the Keepstar in Amamake, and I'd keep going to this MTU. I would circle it and I would shoot it, and until someone would just show up, and then they would start shooting me, or they would start shooting the MTU, and I would start shooting them. And if it got too hot, I could get away so easily. Just burn away, overheated afterburner, then switch to marker warp drive, and none of them could catch me. It wasn't until way later that they finally got that slasher. I got a lot of kills messing around on those MTUs, and got both MTU kills as well. Eventually, so that was a lot of fun. And as far as like the Noir contract, that was a lot of fun too. I managed to get a few gate camps with them going, and hung out with them quite a bit throughout the week. Not a lot, not as much as I'd like, which I think seems to be the theme, but definitely a decent amount. And yeah, I mean, undocking a Rev for the first time ever that was actually fully fit was an experience because Gwen has never fought or flown really a dreadnought other than like a suitcase, so that was really cool to actually to get that to happen. And we did make Snuff bleed
Yeah,
a little bit. One
we
of them.
took like what 12 billion, and they took like 6 billion in damage. So I mean, when it
Mhm.
comes to be the ultimate hot droppers who never lose a ship, who never do anything wrong,
They lost
the
something.
elite of elite, they lost 6 billion ISK. You know.
Yeah, I know a lot of it was in that pod, Insidious's pod.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
Well,
that's.
Yeah, we had a good but we took down that Kisriel.
Yep.
Earlier.
Oh yeah, on that gate camp. That was a Wednesday night gate camp. We got that
Yep.
Kisriel. That was worth 5 bill with the pod.
And
This was like a 2 bill Kisriel and a 3 bill pod.
The Redeemer.
God, yeah.
Just a couple
I
days
completely
ago.
forgot about that, dude. So much shit has happened since then. Like that was like this week. This week has been nuts. Like if I look at just my record alone, I see. Let's see. It's a lot more than recent months. So, like for example, last month, 119 kills, 3.53 billion ISK destroyed, lost 1.2 bill. But this month, 207 kills, 43.54 billion ISK destroyed. So like more than 10 times as much, like almost 11 times as much actually. And I mean, yes, sure, I lost 9 bill, but still, like the ratio, it's still at 82% efficiency, and it was just it's been a pretty crazy month. It's been a lot of fun, been a lot of action just in this last week.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that you know, we Digi asked whether I would hire Noir again, and I would say definitely, but we've got a ton of stuff that is coming up that I want to even kick it into a higher gear with just, you know, smaller, less focused on win and more focused on fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would
Absolutely.
I'd second that. Like I said, we kind of knew or really hoped that it would work out this way, and I think it did. It was definitely a positive experience. It was great having those guys around. I think if we had more of an objective based, something more specific
Contract.
Yeah, with our contract with them.
Yeah, it was meant to be a chaotic kind of thing
Yeah.
where it was.
And we accomplished that.
Yeah,
so.
we caused chaos, you know. And that was, so mission accomplished, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. We, you know, we as in you created a lot of content this week for a lot of people. And like I said, and the parts I was able to take part in, I really enjoyed. And, you know, flew with a lot of Noir guys that are, you know, weren't there when I left. So it was nice to get to meet some of them and fly with them. So I would do it again.
Yeah, for sure. So anything else? There's been some new releases, changes to mining that now the miners are crying that it's too easy to mine now. And you know, there's some speed changes that came through, more icon changes, it looks like.
Yeah, the art teams have been trying to work on a lot of the module designs so that not all you know, heat sinks look exactly the same. Like if you've got different styles, different techniques, whatever the module is, it looks different than the other modules that might do something similar. So that's nice. And again, kudos to them. We've always raved about the arts, the graphics team with the game. It's definitely a huge asset to this game. So that was nice. The mining thing, like minerals are up and people are able to mine and make money, and people are still bitching about it. And I'm like, I don't get it. Like,
I don't know. I just shoot miners and take their stuff.
Yeah, but I am taking advantage of the battleship cost reduction that's been coming down. So I got a couple of Megathrons brought in.
I need to make some more of those.
I need to make a bunch more battleships, man, because that is it's still, if they can make them a little bit more. I haven't seen what the new prices are, but they've been coming down in price. If the insurance, is okay as well, I would love just to throw Megatron and Megatron Navy issues at the enemy all day long. Like, with the amount of LP you can make in faction warfare, you can easily get yourself a few Megatron Navy issues. That, and one of the big things I always strive for in faction warfare is I shouldn't have to provide you a ship. You should be able to provide your own ship. That's why you're in faction warfare. If you want to go to some, group that gives out ships, you need to go to a group that gives out ships, and they probably will have very specific rules on what you can and can't do with that ship. And you have to give it back. If I hand you something, I expect you to keep it. I'm happy when you return it, but I expect you to either cheat and try and steal it from me, or C, you just forgot. B is where you give it back to me.
But I've also noticed a lot of those corps that do hand out ships also have a pretty healthy taxing to be
Yes.
part of that corp. So that is something that Federation Frontline doesn't do, is overtax.
I think we got a 5% tax, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, which is, I think, base. I don't think anybody.
And I do SRP
lower than
usually
that.
up to 100 million. So if you lose a 20 billion-isk ship, I'll give you 100 million for it. If you lose a 50 million-isk ship, I might give you 50 to 60 million for it, so that spreads the love a little bit, because I am the murder fleet, the suicide murder fleet. So it's like, we're gonna go into this, boys. You're a bunch of orcs. You're all going to Valhalla afterwards. Into the charge.
But speaking about into the charge and dumping ships and not being afraid, the frigate free for all. I've said this for years. I was very risk adverse and losing ships, and it was that I did maybe 4 years ago that kind of pulled me out of it. Like, someone's handing you 40 ships and you just have to go out and blow them up. It gets you inoculated to it. You're like, okay, it's just, I still have ISK in my wallet, and if not, I'll go get some more. And so if you're not flying ships or you're not destroying ships, then you're not playing the game. You're not playing the game like it's intended, in my opinion. Because if you're not blowing up ships, no one needs to build ships, and if no one's building ships, then no one needs to do mining or industry or any of that stuff. So I think having that ability to have that out there has been I'm trying to think of the words I'm trying to say, but anyway, just being inoculated to being able to throw away ships and realize that, you don't want to fly what you can't afford to lose, but I think what you can afford to lose is
a lot more than what you would expect.
You'd be surprised at what you can afford to lose, honestly.
I can't. I could show it. Actually, I think I can show it pretty easily here. So I do faction warfare, and this is where damn it, this is where all my money comes from. I have shit like this just scattered throughout the galaxy, where it's like a bunch of ships, and in Hades, I have enough to like supply every member of Galente with like a ship 100 times over, basically. Like
Atrons.
Well, that, and I've got Megathrons, I've got a bunch of weird shit, just, I've got
Thrashers.
And Thrashers, 1 million Thrashers, like 5 Megathrons, like.
Well, what I just saw today as I was flying around at night with Night Flyers stuff and looking through his inventory, I've got a vault where I put all my like skins that I haven't put on ships that I've earned or won or just had handed to me or whatever. Anyway, I've got almost 6 billion in just skins.
Yeah, no doubt.
So you're like, all right, so if I ever get to the point where, man, I really want to fly this ship, but I don't have the money, you literally got 6 bills just sitting there.
Well, the other thing too is if you keep your ship under 100 million and you do insurance, like, I mean, think about that. 100 million is per ship. If you have 6 billion, that's 60 ships. 60 ships. How long is it going to take you to? You have to try hard at losing your ships if you're doing.
I've lost more ships quantity wise in the last couple of weeks than I've ever lost in like all of EVE because of like the FFA and stuff. Just throwing, not throwing them away. I mean, I was getting lots of kills, so like it was worth it. But like Night Flyer said, I really like that. This sort of like, because I I'm relatively risk averse as well, sort of. Solo, mostly risk averse, but in a fleet, I don't care. I've never cared as much. But in the FFA, even though it was like me, Night Flyer, and Maniac. We coordinated on 1 or 2 kills, but like we were still kind of flying solo. And so losing ships like that was fun because you had to figure out how to get the kills without, like how to maximize the kills before dying. And one point I got someone handed me a Griffin, and I was just at range jamming everybody on the field. And that gave me like another 10 kills before I went down.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
It's fun.
But yeah.
But that was the hard part of the FFA is, like I said, you're in a T1 frigate. You don't do a lot of damage, and you can't take a lot of damage. So you have to kind of find those.
And there were a surprising amount of fleeted assholes flying around in
that was
Kestrel fleets and Jackdaw fleets and a couple other fleets that were just flying around. You had to avoid them, otherwise you would just get blapped instantly. Like there was no point. So you had to find like it really helped if there was like an MTU or someone undocked their Orca to get blown up or whatever, because then smaller people would group around it and you could fight them.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, next year I have to we've got to make the frigate free for all great. I just need to not be distracted by real life, by a puppy, by oh my god, man. We've
all been distracted by real life though, and that's why this is the first time we're doing the show in what, a month?
Yeah.
Hey, if you've ever seen what the fuck is The Good Place? I saw The Time Knife not too long ago. It's okay. Anyways, so I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it on up here. Any last words you guys have before we cut on off to commercial break?
No,
I mean,
no.
The Warzone it's kind of been staying steady, but a lot of the Gallente guys have been pulled out because they've been doing the Race for the Hive stuff. I know last week I didn't do a lot of plexing or counterfighting because we were doing Race for the Hive fleets and with a lot of those guys. So like when we lost Devin, I'm like, well, yeah, because none of us are there anymore. We're someplace else. So
awesome.
Yeah, we'll see what this week brings.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's. My puppy is totally passed out right now at my feet. She's just chilling, relaxing. So I'm not gonna wake her up to have. But she says bye from the dreaming. She's dreaming. Her feet are twitching. She's galloping through the land, probably hunting down her sisters that are probably sleeping as well. So they're all in the dreaming together. But let's just hear the outro from Digi here. So this is how we're gonna fix our outros, guys. Digi's gonna do the outro. All right, Digi, straight out of the dream, give us our outro.
Absolutely. Channeling deep from the dream, let's ride it out in true Federation style. And that, Capsuleers, is the end of this broadcast loop. The gates may close, but the signal never dies. From the pulse of Hain to the edge of the metal sea, from wormhole whispers to frontline firestorms, remember, you are not alone in the void. This has been the Federation Frontline Report, where freedom flies faster, the chaos is calculated, and every voice echoes back in the dream. Until next cycle, stay loud, stay bold, and above all, keep the lasers hot and the stories weirder. Catch you on the flip side, agents. Digi out.
All
right. Aye, Captain.
Yes. That was beautiful.
Felt appropriate.
Yeah, this is our commander, our captain. we're but strings. All right, dudes, that was awesome. Thank you all, and have a great night.
Good night, New Eden.
Good night, everybody.
How do I turn this thing off? I'm so fucking old. I don't know how to turn it off.
Computers are hard.
Oh, I just go to the end stream.